Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and fellow humans. Welcome back to Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt. I'm one of your co hosts.
My name is Jericho. I'm a co-host of the Stranded Survivors podcast here along with Matt. Happy you guys are here. Matt, how are you doing?
Man, sipping on some tea. Got me some honey. Got a sore throat going on. What are those things? You don't know if it's allergies. You don't know if it's some sinus gunk going on, but my voice might be a little scratchy, so sorry, folks. But if I sound a little funky, that's why. Bear with me here for a week or so. What about you, man?
Honestly, just like I said last week, got over that sickness, but I would say the biggest thing happening is work's crazy, man. I don't know. I'm struggling with work. That I'm being honest. I'm really struggling with work right now. But other than that, it's been really nice here in Michigan. So I went out and played some basketball yesterday, man. I was a little crazy.
Yeah, going out and hooping. It's been so long since I've played basketball. It sounds like a good time, actually. We should get a pickup game going one of these days.
I'm down, honestly. Once I actually healed, because my first day back on the court, I decided to roll my ankle.
You old man.
That's what
Can't
I
hang
told him.
anymore.
I told him the same thing.
That's
Uh,
wild. Is it like a bad sprain, like bruised up and stuff, or?
no, I would say it's just like in the middle though. Like it was huge, but it wasn't like terrible. I'm starting like it hurts still to walk on it, but it's gonna heal hopefully by either tomorrow or the next day.
That's good. Ankle injuries can be crazy.
Yeah, they can.
That's wild. Well, I'm glad you're feeling all right. Glad you're feeling less under the weather this week. I'm gonna rely on you to take the helm because every time I talk, it makes me want to cough. um, yeah, man. Well, I guess without further ado, for the sake of keeping us plugging along here, let us start with our Dino Dossier of the week. Get this show rolling. Now, before I do, I'll do a little quick editing here, but I need to get this ichthy out of the water because, you know, something just swam by me and I almost pooped a little. So I need to get out of the water.
Might be a good idea to be honest.
Yeah. And plus, I'm cold because I'm an idiot and I went up to the tundra and decided to go into that northwest corner Pearl Cave, the underwater one.
Hmm.
And I have gotten it down to a science enough because, screw the ocean, in and out real quick. Got it down to a science where I don't even bring anything with me anymore. Completely naked, no scuba tank, no anything. So it's a race between can I get down there, collect the pearls, and get out before I freeze to death.
That's always fun. It sounds like a little interesting time every time you go now.
It is. Highly recommend Fortitude 30 plus for the Tundra, but we'll get into that later. I'm skipping to the main title content. Okay, I'm out of the water. I'm in the base. Empty my inventory because I'm gonna die. Super. Now, this week's Dino Dossier of the week, bum ba bum, is the dire wolf. You gotta quit letting me pick them because I pick my favorites every week, I feel like. Goodness. So, dire wolf this week. Canis maxdirus is the species. It is from the Pleistocene era. It is a carnivore, and it's pretty aggressive. I wouldn't recommend you get close to it because it gets real crabby real quick, especially if it's got its buddies around. The Wild Dossier says the best adjective to describe Canis maxdirus is scary. This pack animal is a cunning and brutal predator capable of taking down prey of nearly any size. In addition to being a vicious hunter, it is the size of a small horse, meaning even the largest predators aren't necessarily safe from the packs. Unlike most creatures on the island, Canis is a dedicated pack hunter and rarely hunts alone. When in a pack, Canis are naturally spurred to fight for their lives with increased effectiveness, while the most experienced Canis will be designated Alpha and gain an even stronger enhancement. This species has an incredible affinity for teamwork. Domesticated. Obviously, Canis is a thrilling battle mount. It's fairly fast, very strong, and agile. It can leap almost as well as the island's battle cats. Riding a supercharged Alpha Canis into battle as the head of a bloodthirsty pack is a thrill for which most warriors would gladly proclaim. Oopsies. which is a thrill most warriors would gladly proclaim. Today is a good day to die. If utilized correctly, Canis can be a useful aid in our discovery efforts. It has developed a keen sense of smell that enables it to detect things that most creatures can't. I've even seen them used to find creatures that are hidden beneath the surface. Now, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
I just breaking through it. So, I died. So, just breaking right through it from top to bottom here. Pack animal. So, super, super good if they're in a pack. They get a buff here. Did I write it down in my notes? Yep. Old man, hear the paper going off. So, when you want to tame them, first off, takes superior kibble or mutton is their preferred. You can use, prime, like raw prime meat and stuff like that, but mutton's better. They do not require a saddle, which is pretty cool. You can just jump right on the back. So that's a nifty little bonus there. And then the pack behaviors, you can have up to 4 additional creatures. Is it 4 total counting? I think 4 total counting the alpha.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they get a plus 5% damage per member of the pack. And then when the pack leader does the howl thingy, like the little left trigger, you get plus 50% damage for 90 seconds for your entire pack.
Which is nice.
Dude, that's nuts. So in a pack, super, super useful. They're great for caving if you can, get multiple people going in and stuff like that. But if they're by themselves, if you're going solo, I really honestly don't recommend them. Their strength lies in their pack, because without the saddle, they're extra squishy. You don't realize how much protection a saddle provides until you're getting slapped around by some bats on a wolf.
Yes, you're not wrong at all, to be honest. I remember going into the the island ice cave there in the North Zone, of course, and we went in there, and it was not a great time.
No, we did not stand too much of a chance, and if I remember correctly, we did not live for very long.
We at least, I'm pretty sure that we got one of the, blueprint drops down there, though.
We got one! Woo!
Yeah, woo! But I'm pretty sure our direwolves died, like, right away.
Oh, absolutely. We lost the entire bloodline. We
Yep.
lost all the breeders. We lost the babies. We lost everything that existed.
Yep, that was a bad time.
Tough stuff. So, squishy, like we said. Another issue that you're going to run into with the wolves, they're mainly in the snow. So you got to have the equipment to go tame them first off. That sucks. And then the other issue you're going to run into with them is that, where was I going with that? They're really slow in the water. We realized that in one of the other caves. There was I don't remember which cave it is, but you have to go and swim way, way, way down, straight down, and then you go around this itty bitty little barrier and then right back up. So it's like you're only moving 75 meters, 100 meters at most, but since you have to go 200 meters down and 200 meters back up, it becomes a real daunting task. And we figured out that the wolf, it might as well be swimming in honey. It is so slow in the water, dude. So slow.
I can see that, honestly. I mean, especially it's got the fur, it's going to get a little wet. But, you know what? I'm not even going to say that because dogs swim fast.
Yeah, they swim fast. And there was God, what is it? North Star, White Star? What is that dog's name that was saving everyone on the Titanic? Heroes, man. They can swim.
Yes.
So you're going to increase your speed. You're going to, lower your stamina because they get tired quickly. They sleepy boys. Decrease stamina drain is what I have there. So your stamina is going to decrease a little bit slower. So your speed is up. Your stamina is going to be good. And, they can jump. That's something that is not necessarily appreciated as much as it should be until you're in a moment in the arc where you have to jump, and you'd be surprised at some of the creatures that are not capable of jumping. So that's a bonus. Wolves can jump.
Yeah, bonus.
Ooh, sorry, what were you going to say?
No, that's a bonus for sure. I mean, honestly, you can hop around that thing like a little bunny, like a kangaroo that you can never find on the map because they're so rare now on the island.
Oh, yeah.
At all. So, just hop around in your little dire wolf.
Yeah, you can pretend. They're cute when they jump. They're cute, period. But when they're jumping around like that, they're extra cute. So that's another bonus of the wolf I would like to throw out there, that they are the goodest of boys, okay? There is no other gooder boy in the Ark. They can sniff stuff out too. So they were talking about how it can sniff things out and it can sniff out hidden creatures. By that, it is indirectly referencing explorer notes. If you are near an explorer note that you have not opened yet, a wolf is going to be able to sniff it out, and I think it gives a little outline if I remember correctly on it.
Yes,
So,
it does.
yeah, so it's going to help you find those explorer notes, which is a big old buff tier XP gain, which, see our last episode if you haven't heard it already about quick ways to level up in the early game, because those explorer notes, clutch, absolute clutch. And then the other thing that's super important, it can seek out Perlovia, because we started off in the snow area. I hate my life, apparently, and decided in our unofficial server, I'm just going to make a raft and immediately go up to the tundra because I hate myself and why not? So we were rocking out in the snow from day one, struggling. It sucked, but that's where you're finding the wolves. That's where you're finding the Perlovia, and we kept getting manhandled by Perlovia. So a wolf being able to sniff it out, super important for me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, especially in like PvP instances, right? Is like you wouldn't think people would do it. I would say it's not as common now, but what people used to do is just put a Perlovia on passive and you could never tell that it was hiding underground. You just hide it and you'd hide all your loot in there.
Oh, that's genius.
Yep. Except, a Parasaur can find it.
Oh, yeah, Parasaur can find it, and I wonder, can the wolf, force it to dig up, or does it just identify that it's there?
That is a good question, to be honest.
Huh. I guess I'll have to declare war on somebody in our unofficial server so we can test it, because now I'm curious. Another nifty part is it will identify wounded things. Like, it'll get a little, the health plus bar looking shape thingy. It'll get one of those above wounded creatures in the Ark. So if there is something that's getting manhandled and it's about to go down, you'll get that indicator. You'll know where the wounded creature is to be able to continue hunting it or to be able to, take it down to get some additional meat. So if you're looking for something that's wounded or in a PvP situation where someone or something is hiding, a wolf will find you. They're great at getting organic polymer, and believe it or not, at a base level, I don't know exactly what level that is, so I can't be like, at approximately level 52, but at a basic level, without any crazy stuff put in, the wolf is actually better than a stone hatchet at harvesting a lot of things. So all the things that you would use a stone hatchet for, I'm being told a wolf is better than a stone hatchet. Not a metal hatchet, but a stone hatchet.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So that's pretty nifty. It says they are able to harvest. Scroll. There's so many sections on this wiki. So 5-star pelt, 5-star angler gel, leech blood, hide, 4-star keratin, chitin, raw mutton, silica pearls, raw meat, raw prime meat, organic polymer, and then 2-star black pearls from trilobites. So, pretty solid. Wolf is very well deserved to have the affection that it gets from so many different Ark players, myself included. So, highly recommend them. There are better tames out there for most of the utility purposes, but they're just so darn convenient and such good boys. All right. Boom. Dino Dossier of the Week. There's our spotlight.
Dang.
So, Jericho, should we just dive straight into our main title content and get it rolling?
Man, I've really been thinking about it, kind of what we wanted to do. Yes, let's do it. Let's go.
Let's go! So, oh, that hurt. So, my chest. I'm old. So, today we are talking Battle of the Biomes, okay? We have many options when you are building a base. If you hate your life like I do, or apparently like Hop does, because Hop on Ark in our Discord, he's talking about how he's trying to come up with a video here where he wants to just dive into the tundra from day one and not have 100 days to beat the game and beat the bosses, but 100 days to do X, Y, and Z just to do it, starting off in an absolute terrible area. So not all biomes are created equally. I would like to think most survivors, when you get off the beach, because I mean, sure, the beach is, I'm going to wrap that up with the jungle, in my opinion, for biomes.
Okay.
Do you think the beach would be more forest or jungle? Maybe forest, actually. Because I feel like
think
forest.
the beach would be more forest.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with forest then, because that's going to be the easiest, most basic. Everyone starts off in the beaches, moves into the forest. So when you're in the forest or the beaches, you're really only going to have access to basic stuff. So as far as resources go, you're really looking at your, wood, thatch, stone, flint, basic stuff like that. You're not getting into anything crazy. So if that's going to be your forever home, be prepared to travel.
Yep. I agree, honestly. The only thing that you could potentially find, though, in some of the forests are like in the south zone, right? You have like near two metal mountains there. So like, you can find some metal in there, but your more basic resources, yeah, like your flint, your thatch, your wood, your stone, fiber, berries, blah blah blah, that's everywhere. But yeah, just more of your basic things there, kind of just to get you started a little bit. Like Matt said, be ready to move. Be ready, have some tames, like your pteranodons are around that area. Your trikes, your stegos, things like that. Yes, they spawn in different areas, but they also mainly spawn around those areas. So make sure that you are taming those things to be able to kind of excel yourself to go to a different biome.
Yeah, 100%. It's where we all start, but it's where most of us don't stay. It's like your hometown, Some people will stay there, but not everybody.
I'm not staying there.
No, I'm not staying there either. We hung out on the beach for maybe like 45 seconds, and then I had enough time to build a raft, and I'm going.
Yeah, and, I was on there long enough on the beach to come and say hi to my friend, Wooly Mello, trying to help him out a little bit on the unofficial server. And then I was like, I want to say hi to my friend and my fellow host, Matt, so I went and said hi to Matt, too.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was like the only time I've ever seen you on that server.
Yeah, honestly, I've been a little bit struggling to play, but, I have a base spot in mind. I just already know in my head it's not taken, no matter if we have 100 people on the server or 4. I don't care. I know it's not going to be taken.
Really?
Yes.
What makes you so sure? Is it because it's a trash spot?
Because, you made me a little nervous with you saying that it was, you're near the North Zone and people are near there. But a lot of people aren't going to build in the snow. But I'm going to.
All right. So I'm trying to think of, let's see. Let me do some detective work here. So Jericho says he's going to the snow. Jericho says that nobody else is going to build there, and he knows nobody is going to build there. Jericho has also stated that he likes to hide in caves. So that leads me to believe that Jericho will be building in the southwest hard ice cave.
Well, Matt, I'm sorry to say, but you are going to be wrong. But I will admit, Matt, that was one of my first choices if I didn't feel like a complete douchebag. Because, when you can't take a cave on PvE. You got to let everyone experience the caves for all the fun that it is.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. If you build in the caves in our unofficial server, as long as you're not, like, damaging any spawns, preventing any drops, or, like, hindering anyone else's enjoyment of the server, like, sure, do your thing. But as soon as you block a cave off, you best believe. I don't have admin commands, but you best believe someone who does is going to admin rifle you.
Yes.
Oh, man. So, cave, let's see, okay, so we went off track there. So, forest, long story short, the best thing you're going to get in the forest is your pteranodon to get out. The second best thing you're going to get is going to be like a Therizino, and that's, if you have a perfect area, perfect trap, everything, the stars align with you, perfect, awesome. But that's not going to be easy to get until you're a little further. No crazy weather to worry about. No crazy dinos. You got raptors and dilos and crap like that, but nothing, in my opinion, no disrespect intended to my beach bobs out there, but the forest and the beach, relatively unremarkable.
Yes, very unremarkable.
Now the jungles, you get a little bit more interesting in the jungles. Um, so jungles has two different halves to it, if you will. One half, I'm going to say, is going to be your standard, South American rainforest type jungle. And that is just slightly more exciting than the forest. There's going to be a little bit more as far as threats go. You're going to run into some more additional resources. There'll be better places to build. The jungle, you're stepping up. Forest, F tier. Jungle, I think that half of it is unremarkable as well. I really don't have a whole lot to say about the jungle, but we didn't put the redwoods on our list, so I'm going to count the other half of the jungle as the redwoods, because that's like a tree jungle, right? Kind of.
I think that the redwoods has to count as jungle. That was kind of my first initial thought when I thought of jungle was the redwoods. So I'm gonna have to say, yeah, let's add it in there. And the redwoods is, I wouldn't say particularly to me necessarily useful. It has stylicos in there up in the trees, which good luck if you're flying by one of them. I've been tore off a million times, and I just want to throw my Xbox controller at my computer screen. Um, but other than that, I mean, in the zone over there, you got some metal. You got crystal, obsidian. You have the swamp cave there, which is really nice actually to get chitin, so you can get yourself some CP. But that cave is a little hard to run. But once you
Gotta have a
actually get
gas
the
mask.
right dinos, yes, you do have to have the gas mask. But once you have the right dinos, so honestly, it does get easier. But yeah, overall, the redwoods makes for me it bumps that up just a little bit more. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the redwoods, and I don't think it's necessarily great. Cool, you can build in trees.
Yeah, so if you've got like a weird fantasy to be an Ewok, then yeah, the redwoods are sweet for all my Star Wars fans out there. Redwood's great. But for anybody, who likes to look at things through a logical lens, they changed the redwood. It used to be like, oh yeah, look at the big trees. Oh wow, a Carno and a terror bird. Ah. No, man. The redwood is sketchy now. Like,
Yeah,
it's almost as sketchy as the ocean, to be completely honest with you.
that's a crazy take. I'm just saying.
It's sketchy, man. There's thylas that'll rip you off. There's, as soon as you land, like the other day, I don't remember if I said this in the last week's episode, so stop me if I did or not. I don't remember when this happened. All my horrific incidents have blended together. Was it last week I was talking about the 3 Argents in a row that I lost back to back to back, and then we had no wings left in our tribe?
You know, if you did, my memory is absolutely terrible. So go ahead.
Dude, oh my god. It was awful. So I don't even remember how the first one died, but the first one died just on some bologna sandwich. It was stupid. And nope, you know what it was? It was my fault. I can't even blame anything else. I landed at a
Oh
freaking
no.
white drop, and I was like, oh, you never know. White drops are sometimes okay on this server, so I'm gonna hit it. Why not? And I open it up, and it's like 3 thatch walls, a thatch foundation, and a stupid
No.
thatch roof. And I was like, wow, that was a waste of. And before I could even finish my thought, a raptor decides to like headbutt me, and it
Oh,
headbutts me not in like, a little arc way where, oh man, you hit me and I took damage. Oh no. It slingshots me off of the rock that I was standing on and halfway down the mountain and does like 350 damage in one hit on me.
what?
And I was, just because it threw me so far, the fall damage rocked me. And I'm sitting here like, okay, that's not the end of the world. That's okay. I can recover from that. And as I'm sitting there, a bunch of ants came over and finished me off while I'm trying to whistle my bird. And I was like, okay, we're not going to talk
No
about that, Nifty.
way.
So I
No.
go back and I tell Wooly, I was like, all right, I'm jumping on your bird. I'll be right back. And I go to get my bird. And I land, and I'm trying to get it to a, because I'm trying to whistle the bird. I don't remember what my rationale was, but I landed for some reason trying to get a hold of my bird in a panic. And as soon as I did, my bird got killed by the raptor because it was on passive, and then the other bird, Pteranodon argent, I don't even remember what it was at this point. Either way, it sucked. Is getting swarmed by the same 3 stupid ants that killed me, and it was such a low level that it just got
No.
pinned down and just chomped. And I was like, okay, we got like a pteranodon left. And then I'm flying around. No, we had 1 argent left. That's what it was. We had 1 argent left, and I'm flying around minding my own business, trying to, you know, find something productive to do. You know, you're in that mode now where you're like, I don't want to tame anything. I don't want to go do anything difficult. I don't want to leave the base. I just need to find something safe and productive to do.
Yeah.
So I decided to hit the yellow drop that drops not too far from our base, and we have multiple satellite bases, and there was a yellow drop that dropped not too far from our little. It's like the edge of. It's near where we are on the official server, and I go over to grab it, and all of a sudden I hear this weird I'm like, why is my friggin' TV vibrating? This is strange. And all of a sudden, stupid ugly bug just starts farting sap all over me and absolutely massacres my last bird.
Really?
Yeah, it was unfortunate. So I tamed a new bird, and then I tamed one with woolly mellow. We tamed like a couple decent females. Then the next day I had to tame a crappy male. Now we got a breeding pair going. Everyone's got 190 to 200 pluses at hatch. So I mean, we're back in a good spot now. But oh my god, it was a beach bob moment that I don't even remember how I got on that tangent. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Long story short, redwood's scary.
Yeah, redwoods is really scary. Not gonna lie. The thylicos are the most annoying. I look for those things everywhere, man. And you know what? They still come at me.
Yeah, yeah, they come out of nowhere too, man. You're thinking you're good, and all of a sudden, from downtown, they just jump from the top rope, and it's over. Man, so redwood, for excitement, I put it in the A tier. For logical living space, I gotta put it in. I gotta go either B or C because of ease of access to resources, availability of tames, beauty, but then also it's very dangerous and difficult.
Yeah, I can go a B.
Okay.
I can go a B for it.
Okay. That's good. All right. So, man, forest, jungle / redwoods out of the way. The next one, mountains. What do you think about the mountains? It's love or hate. There's no in between.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy the mountains a lot because there's some metal on them, honestly. And you get your high level RGs around there. There's just a lot of resources. But honestly, my problem with the mountains here is, I'm sorry, I don't care how good it looks. Do not build on a metal mountain. Like, I swear that is my pet peeve. If you build on a metal mountain and stop the metal spawns, goodbye. Please leave. That's so annoying to me. And I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's a popular take. Please don't build on the mountains.
Yeah, don't build on the mountains. That goes. I feel like that needs to be said now for all these biomes. Like, each biome has its specific areas where just think about, the common courtesy of other players. If you're in a public server and your own solo server, do your own thing, but don't build in the beaver dams. Don't build in the caves and block off access. Don't build, in all of these areas that are just for dinguses. It's going to ruin it for everyone else. So don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy, pal.
Don't be that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Leave the metal spawns alone. Because if you build, if you don't know, for those of you that are sitting here like, wow, why do they care that much? It will prevent the metal nodes from spawning back. So if you build in that vicinity, then that whole radius of whatever X amount that it is will not respawn the metal nodes and will therefore deplete the resources available on the server. So everyone's going to suffer just because of your location. So worst case scenario, if you really insist, find a dead spot, quote unquote, that doesn't have the metal spawns, and then you're good.
Yes, that's an amazing tip.
Um, as far as ease of access and everything goes, if you're able to not be that guy, the mountain is pretty clutch to live near, but I would not say live on. It's just you're that guy, and it's not very flat, so that makes it tough to build a good base on. You're gonna have to make a pillar base at that point, and I mean maybe that's how you get away from it or get away with it is make like one of those single pillar bases. You know what I mean? Make it
Yeah,
real high up.
that could be it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put the mountain just because I think you're a doo-doo head if you build there. So I'm gonna go ahead and give the mountain a C tier just because I don't think you should build there.
Yeah, honestly. And that's the only reason that I would rate it low, because it really has all the resources you need. Ankies, Dodix, RGs, like has the tames, has everything you need. But honestly, like Matt said, if you build there, you're a bad person. I mean, I have to say it.
You're
You're a bad
naughty.
person. You are not on Santa's nice list this year. But yeah, I'm also give it a C, maybe even a D potentially.
Yeah, to be completely honest with you, I might have to agree with the D rating as well just because Santa doesn't like that.
Yeah, definitely not.
So, D tier for the mountain. Don't build there. Don't be that guy. But A tier for visiting. It's a great place to vacation. Just don't build there.
Yep.
Um, After that, we are moving on to everyone's favorite, the tundra.
Oh
It
yes.
is the frozen Icewind Desert.
Yep. A good old time there.
Yeah, so it sucks as far as staying alive. It is not a good time. It is not an easy time, but it's a fun time. That's the type of challenge that I enjoy for the simple fact of, I'm pretty sure I've talked about it on here before, but I'm terrible at surviving in survival games. Like I have the skill to play the game, don't get me wrong. I know what I'm doing. I enjoy the game. It's not an issue for me. But I get bored and just decide that I'm going to go punch that Titan in the butt because why not? And that's not good for surviving. So I'm okay with dying 500 times a night. That doesn't bother me as long as I am in a controlled area that I'm going to get my stuff back. So the tundra is not good if you do not like dying, and you're going to die a lot living there. You're going to need really good fur gear, and if you don't have it, then have a lot of beds.
Yeah, you're gonna need a bunk bed for sure.
Maybe two, because I mean, I ran into that issue I found when I was still solo up in the tundra. My magic number was 3 or 4, depending on what I was doing. I needed a minimum of 3 beds and sometimes a maximum of 4. So just keep that in mind with you're going to be freezing to death. You got carnos, you got wolves, you got pigs, argents. The water is pretty nasty with megs up there. There's a lot of things that want you dead, and then the weather sucks 24/7, and as soon as the sun goes down, it really sucks.
Yeah, honestly, Tundra, and honestly, dude, Tundra is absolutely terrible for metal.
Yeah, 100%. In that northwest corner, I'm literally like northwest corner of the mainland, and it doesn't have jack diddly for metal. The only place that I
Nope.
have metal is to fly down to the volcano area as like
Yeah.
the most consistent area. It's why we moved a majority of our stuff over to what is this even technically considered? Of course I'm in Smuggler's Pass again. Yeah, of course. So we moved most of our stuff over to Smuggler's Pass. It was just more
No.
convenient. Yeah,
That's
I'm a
fair.
sucker for that area of the map. But the tundra, honestly, I have a blast up there, and if I stayed solo, I probably would have stayed in the tundra and would have built a more legit base up there. So I really give the tundra a B because of the fun and because of the availability to all these different tames. I got a wolf within like an hour and a half on the server, and that's super cool to be able to say.
Yeah, honestly, the tundra for me, man, is I really actually like the icebergs. With all the little penguins on there. I do think it's a little complicated to be there unless you have fur gear. Like you said, it does get really cold there no matter what, no matter where you're at. There is what is it? One, I think there's one I would technically count two underwater caves in the tundra area. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, honestly, tundra is a fun experience to just be around and kind of gather everything solo around there. But I will also probably give the tundra. I'll probably give it a B. Also, just because, like you said, it is a little challenging to live there, but it's also just very fun and honestly aesthetically pleasing.
It is very aesthetically pleasing. They did a really good job with the way that they visually designed it graphically. I have very few complaints about the tundra.
Yeah, me too, to be honest.
So far, it kind of sounds like the tundra has been the top of our list. And looking at these other biomes, I think it freakishly enough might end up being our top pick. That's a problem.
Wow.
Oh my god. Up next is the swamp. 2 out of 10. Would not recommend living there. Great place to visit only when you have to, but never stop moving. And for the love of God, don't get to the ground.
I'm done. No, we don't even need to talk about the swamp. It's all negatives. The only few good things in the swamp are you get plant eggs, you get frogs if you want CP, and you get a lot of wood because those trees give you a lot of wood when you go and farm wood there. But like Matt said, no, I'd rather go farm my wood somewhere else, man. You cannot stop moving there. Dude, the Caprosuchus, stupidest
Oh my
animal,
god.
one of the most stupid animal in the game, needs to be banned. Who I've never seen someone tame it in my life. It's very annoying. Please boot it out of the game.
Okay, that was going to be a serious question because my entire Ark career, I've always been like, all right, the Caprosuchus has to be a monster in PvP because I have never, ever heard of anyone on any server taming a Caprosuchus for any reason. So, why
Yeah.
are they there? Do they have a PvP use? Or, like, is there something that we need to talk about? Why? Because that seems pretty obsolete to me. I don't physically comprehend the purpose of it.
Yeah, so the thing here is we definitely need to have a talk about it, and it's not you and me. It's us and Wildcard Studios. Wildcard Studios, goodbye Caprasuchus. I don't know, get some outs in there. Get rid of the creature. This creature's pointless, not used in PvE, not used in PvP. What does it add to the game other than frustration?
Yeah, for real. There is nothing. It has no redeeming qualities.
No.
It's a cute crocodile is about the closest thing to a redeeming quality it's gonna get.
Yeah, like honestly, I have no want for that at all. And honestly, I have no want for Sarcos, but I've actually seen people use Sarcos.
What do they use Sarkos for? Like the death roll and stuff?
I've never really seen it used in PvP. I've just seen people tame them.
Hmm, that's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that they can be good for caves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you get them in the water, they have like the. Or is it the Baryonyx that has the stun attack?
It's the Baryonyx. With the Baryonyx.
All right, so Baryonyx kind of useful. Um, yeah. Aside from that, the swamp sucks. End of discussion.
Yeah, no need for anything else about the swamp, to be honest. That is a probably other than if you're trying to hide a base for PvP, that's probably an F tier. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I have to agree. That's gonna be F tier, 100%. Um, and up there with F tier, ocean. I have written on my notes. It's not even written as the ocean. It's just hell parentheses
No.
ocean.
Hey, that man said no to the ocean. Honestly, though, man, building underwater, like I've said before, it's just boring, man. That's all people do in PvP, man. And I mean, it's fun to go around, get me some pearls, like get a little thrill from getting chased by sharks and stuff. But it eventually gets old. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, you call that a thrill? Every time I go in the ocean, I literally am just I hold my joystick all the way to the right, and I am just constantly spinning in a 360-degree circle, constantly patrolling in fear.
That's fair.
It just is. I don't do the ocean. I don't do water. In real life, I don't do deep water. So, I mean, ocean has nothing for me. Everything I can get in the ocean, I can get someplace else that's not wet.
Yep.
So, F tier for me.
F tier for me. There's nothing else, probably, to be honest. I could maybe give it a D, but that's the highest I could go as a D.
You know what? Okay. I'm actually going to. I don't know why, but I'm going to counter argue for a C because it has basils, which are, immune to some of the sketchiest stuff in the ocean. It's got the tusos, the squids, which are absolute, powerhouses for combat underwater and for like amphibious assaults for PvP and stuff like that. It's got the dunk, which is basically a water Quetzal and an Argent combined. It has a lot of useful dinos, and it almost seems like the game maybe is intentionally designed in a way that allows you to play the entire game without ever leaving the water, which is interesting.
Honestly, I mean, I think you're right, to be honest. I think there is a way that you could probably just live underwater no matter what, other than wood.
Dude, there's got to be a way to find wood underwater. Okay, this is a new challenge. We need to get some streamer who's good at this stuff to make a... Here you go, Hop. Hop, I challenge you to do this instead of the Tundra idea. Tundra idea was great. You're a very clever guy. That's awesome. But, Alan's baby died. That sucks. Oh, no. His Maywing died? How did the Maywing die?
Rest in peace.
Okay. Wooly Mellow, I have two questions when you listen to this eventually. One, how did your Maywing die in the middle of the base? And two, why did you have a level 14 Maywing? Okay. Sorry, RIP. Pouring out for the folks who didn't make it. So, yeah, I'm going to rest my case with a C just because you can do the entire game without leaving the water and hop on Ark. That's my new challenge to you for your 100-day video is 100 days without leaving the ocean.
So, mine would be, I'm going to give you my challenge also. Is I really actually enjoy that challenge, surviving underwater for as long as you can with whatever. So I do enjoy that. But how about you build a entire apartment complex, like just like this bougie apartment complex with like 50 20 rooms in it, but it's got to have things like like a greenhouse. It's got to have like an office, it's got to have a dining room, it's got to have like a front desk, it's got to have
kitchen.
a functioning kitchen, bathrooms. Like, it's got to be all completely advanced, and that's what I want to see. That's my challenge to you, Hop. I think that'd be a pretty interesting video, and I think you can do it within a certain amount of Ark days. Like, I think you could do it under 100 days, which is, I know, whatever. So I think that'd be great.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that would be interesting too. Oh, yeah. So we've got some suggestions for him. Okay, last biome that we have to talk about here real quick. Sorry to ADD snap us right back, but the other hell, also known as the volcano. This is, no pun intended, a literal hell on Ark. There's lava everywhere. It's a giant mountain that you're not supposed to build on because you suck if you build on mountains. And on top of that, it is, not flat, not a good area to build. There's no useful tames to keep, but there's a lot of annoying tames that you don't want to have to defend against and fight all the time. So for visiting and resource gathering in the tech cave, Volcano is a B tier. But if we're talking building a base there, because it's the battle of the base biomes, F tier. You can't live there. Don't live at the volcano.
Yeah, honestly, there's really only one spot to live at the volcano. Is I mean, I'm assuming you know that at the top of the volcano, there's like a huge metal spawn up there.
Yeah, yep.
Yep. And there's like a little flat land there. That'd be like the only spot you should really build on there, to be honest.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, pro tip, don't build there because it's going to mess up the spawns and stuff.
Yep.
But if you were to take a few Ankies and, drop them at that spot, Ankies auto harvest up to 50% of their weight. So whatever their weight is, it will consistently, as the metal nodes spawn, the Anki will auto harvest it, and you just have to fly back every few hours to empty the Ankies out.
Amazing way to get metal.
Boom. That's an endless autonomous metal farm. Autonomy is something that people, figure out with redstone and stuff like that in Minecraft, but you really don't see a whole lot of autonomous things in Ark. So that's actually a pretty nifty little pro tip. Boom. Educated. Take that. That'll teach you. What's your what do you rank the volcano for a tier?
Building definitely absolutely an F. Resources, tames, different things like that. Like you said, not very useful. You can get those almost anywhere else. So I'm also going to call this probably a C or a D tier. But I mean, aesthetically, it is cool. It's the volcano. It's a main focal point there on the island. But other than that, I'm gonna say a C or a D.
Dang. So we have officially, according to our broken and backwards tier list, we have officially dubbed the redwoods and the tundra the best place to build. Do we want to sit with that?
Man, I don't know what we did this episode, but I mean, I don't know what else you can change. I mean, yeah, the tundra you could change. The only reason we rated the tundra so high, though, is because it's just fun for us. But I would say normally, honestly, it's probably a C tier. I'd
Oh
put it down
god,
to.
C or possibly even D tier, just because of how excessively difficult it is for no good reason.
So, after everything, what is your personal favorite biome? I know we did talk about the snow a little bit. Is that still your favorite, or is there something that you're changing?
I think the snow is the most fun for me because it's challenge by choice. You know what I mean? It's got enough of a difficult level to me that it's gonna suck, but it's at least doable enough that it's not completely impossible. So for me, I think it's enough fun that I will always enjoy living in the snow, but I don't know what biome to call Smuggler's Pass, but I
Yep.
really, really, really like that. All the little, I'm confusing my geographic terms, but the little, like, bluffs where they're like flattened off plateau cliffs, if you will. They have waterfalls there and stuff. That river going up through Smuggler's Pass
Yeah.
is the most beautiful place on the island, in my opinion, and that's a hill I'll die on. So, whatever biome you consider Smuggler's Pass, that's what I rank S tier. I changed my answer to whatever Smuggler's Pass biome is.
Okay. And I'm kind of in the middle there too. Is mine would be like, I love the snow and I love the hardness of the snow, but I also like, for me PvP type, I like to build near the snow-ish area, but it's like in that middle, kind of like the west zone or the north zone type area. I want to build there. Like I don't want to build in the snow, but I want to build close enough to get the resources like polymer, crystal, oil from the snow. I don't know what that, that's kind of everywhere around, but
Yeah,
that's where I'd want to be.
that makes sense. So, I mean, it kinda seems to me like there's really no good cookie cutter answer for biome. There's cons and pros to every single biome that you're going to build in, and to be completely honest with you, shoot, aside from the ocean, you're going to have to cross boundaries into other biomes. As far as I can think of, the ocean is the only biome that has everything. The redwoods might have everything too.
The snow.
The snow, yeah, but the snow has pearls.
Yep.
Redwoods doesn't have access to pearls
Oh.
unless there's trilobites there.
Yep.
Huh. It's interesting.
So
I mean, maybe I guess you could probably find them in the river. So I mean, whatever. You could probably make do with any one particular biome, but it's going to be extra tough. The ocean is the only one off the top of my head that I'm like, oh yeah, you could easily find every resource in the game.
And you know what, Matt? You just had another great idea for any content creator out there that wants to. How about the idea of you can only build or use dinos and tames from one biome in Ark?
That would be wild. The fact that you just limited it to tames and stuff as well, that would be wild.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I feel like you would have to pick the snow, and you wouldn't be able. That means you wouldn't have a pteranodon. There's certain things you wouldn't have.
But that's okay because you could, make your bed in your little one by one area until you can build up enough, like a stone gate and a few foundations, handful of walls, and some ceilings, and boom, you got an argent trap. So it won't take too long for you to hand harvest the crap that you need to make it, relatively viable at an easy scale.
Yeah, that's fair.
Man, I. Yeah, I think I gotta give more credit to the ocean. I think we were a little harsh on the ocean.
You're only thinking that because of how much you realize that you can really live down there without getting out.
Yeah, 100%. I'm I'm like sitting back and I'm reeling trying to think about what can you actually not do in the ocean. Like I feel like there's nothing that you really can't do. There's nothing you can't get. There's nothing you can't do. The bosses are the only thing, but I mean, if you're living in one biome, you're really not doing bosses anyway, so
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, pretty solid. I'm gonna reassess, and because of how awesome it is, I gotta give the stupid, obnoxious, spooky ocean an A tier.
Wow, man, that's a big dramatic change.
It is. I know. I say F tier just because I hate it, but the fact that it scares me does not objectively qualify for it to be a terrible grade. You know what I mean? It's one of those. I'm a teacher, so from the teacher's perspective, your least favorite student just handed in a 100% essay, and you're over here like, no, I'm just kidding. It's not really how it is, but it is frustrating the fact that it's so awesome. It's got everything you need, and it's great. It just is not for me. So, for my enjoyment of the game, I might as well be playing Subnautica at that point, which is one of the scariest games ever made. So I'm not really about that life. But for anybody who's not petrified of the ocean, it really is an A tier biome, I guess. Man, that sucks. I don't want to give the ocean a. Whoa! Oh, crap. Oh, shoot. Oh,
Oh no.
God, fly. What's happening?
No, run, run,
Fly, go up. Oh, my God.
fly.
Oh, my God, okay. I landed at a beaver dam, and I was sitting here like, man, why is this dingus just hovering over the beaver dam? And I couldn't. Oh, Alan's bird's about to die. I couldn't figure out why he was just hovering above it. So I landed down to grab it, and there was a pack of aloes, and the aloes were not being very nice. They pinned my bird down, and then Alan tried to be a hero and come in with his argent. It's just significantly weaker, and it appears to have holes in it now.
Nice.
Man. All right. Well, I think that brings us to the end of our main title content, which means the great reveal. People have been waiting weeks for this one, for the who's that Dynamon, because we got hit with copyright infringement the one week, and then we had to redo the sound. So 2 weeks in a row, we had the same sound. For those of you who didn't hear it last week, I'm about to play it again. Here we go. So this was last week's soundbite. That's real quiet. That's real loud. So that is the coelacanth.
Yep, the fish.
That fish, the little useless fish that just swims around and is there. Passive tame for those of you that were stressing about it for some reason, but it's there. That's the noise it makes. Real goofy. I still haven't quite figured out what the purpose of that dino is, but
yeah,
you know what? It's there and it's on every map, and the only thing I can think of is that it serves as a lore accurate bottom of the feeding trough, if you will, the food chain. So that was that sound. Now, this week, don't know if you're going to hear it or not, Jericho. If not, I'll have to make it louder for you. But I want you guys to tell me, with your big brain moves, who is this? What dino is this in the game? Did you hear that?
No.
No. Goodness gracious. We got to find a better way to do this because you're not hearing it every week. Dang. Well, you're not going to really be able to give a guess then, so that's
I am.
most
I'm going to give a random guess here, even though I don't know. I'm going to say, you went with something a little harder this week, as always. So I'm going to go, we talked about biomes here. I'm going to go that you went with the snail. The snail.
The snail. That would have been a good choice knowing me, because I can't believe I didn't rave about the snails. How did I forget about that? Okay, snails, redwood, real cool, by the way. So, yeah, no, I should have thought about that. I guess I gave it away that it's not a snail now, but that would have been a good one. So, I want you guys to sound off. There should be a... throwing stuff. There should be a poll at the bottom of the description, just past the community question, or however that may come up in Spotify. So head on down there, let us know what you think that noise is, and also let me know if I didn't make it for some reason, if I got hit with copyright infringement again, because I'm trying a new way this time. So hopefully this works.
Let's hope it does.
Yep. Man, real quick, update on the unofficial tribe. I'm going to jump into that real quick. So my duo became a trio, and then that trio unintentionally became a quad. So
what?
Yep. So, and I'm not saying that to like complain, because it's me, it's Cal, it's Wooly Mellow, and it's Joe Daddy. So Wooly Mellow got the game at my recommendation. He's one of my buddies in real life, one of our buddies in real life. Got the game at my recommendation, so I want to play with him. My guy got the game. I want to hang out with him. And then Cal, he came back. He was on our official server, and then he stopped playing, and then he just recently re-downloaded Ark, came back in, and was like, can I play too? So he was in. And then Joe Daddy he's like, when you see like that weird little sucker fish stuck to the bottom of a shark?
Yeah.
That's Joe Daddy for me. So if I'm playing Ark, he's going to be in my tribe. That's the way it works. And if he's not in the tribe, he's probably not playing. So we are now a quad, and that's cool because we're operating as a quad that's sort of like, we have a central area. We have a main crafting spot that we're all sharing and stuff like that. But we also have our own stuff going on and our own agendas, and it's nice to be in a tribe that's also doing your own thing. So it's
Yep.
cool.
That's cool.
We built our permanent base. We were each having our own satellite base, and then we came together for this one main crafting area. And it's the first time that I've actually built a base in this game where I've put effort into the aesthetics.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I'm actually pretty proud of it.
Awesome. You have to post some pictures in the Discord.
I'll have to finish it first because it's about
Okay,
60%, 70% done right now total. And I mean, I like the design of it now, but I also, before I post pictures, want to get like the interior decorated and stuff like that. So pictures are incoming, pretty solid. Dang, I skipped the creator spotlight. I'm just now seeing that. We'll come back to that. That sucks. I talked about all my RGs that died, and Woolly Mellow's Argent that I killed, and we had some issues there. I'm on the hunt for a Gigantoraptor.
Okay.
And it is not easy to find them. Everybody else seems to be finding them, but I'm having a heck of a time. So that's what my current goal is. Find Gigantoraptors and get otters.
Nice. Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah. You've been playing Ark lately, or are you not? Because I know you're not on the unofficial server very often.
Yeah, not really been playing the unofficial here that much. But honestly, I was playing a little bit of PvP. I got invited by some guys in a tribe. And they just, I mean, I told them, like, this is the deal. This is when I work. This is when I don't work. And I understand if you need to kick me because, PvP is a harsh area,
Yeah.
And so I pretty much grinded for 2 days straight, like just grinded straight out. And then told them, like, I work the weekend, work 12, 13-hour shifts, and got kicked out. So, kind of expected it. I told them. But other than that, no, really. I mean, I started a little bit today. Started a little underwater cave base, as always, because that's the only place you can live nowadays. And PvP, especially solo. I mean, it's a solo duo server. But, yeah, no, honestly, not really been playing that much.
Hey, I thought it was a solo duo server too, but there was technically no cap on it. Man, well, fun stuff. Hopefully, we're able to see you get a little bit more of your PvP itch in, because I know that that's something that you enjoy playing, and it really sucks that I get it, because PvP is such a competitive, hostile environment, but it is really dog eat dog out there, in the sense of you seem to be getting kicked from a lot of tribes for no reason at all, or stupid reasons.
Yep, you're not wrong at all, to be honest. It's a brutal world in the PvP.
Yeah, so PvP players could be in such lasagna armchairs. Chill out. Man, so I skipped over the creator spotlight of the week, so we're gonna rewind a little bit and hit that real fast. This week, I wanted to give some attention to some hometown heroes, because the last couple weeks we talked about some of the bigger streamers. They've already got a lot of followers. They don't really need the extra support, so I still support them. I think they're great, and there are a lot of good ones out there. But this week, I want to give some attention to some of the people from our Discord. So we have a lot of really cool content creators in our Discord. One of them is Maximus. Now, Maximus, I can put his YouTube channel in the description so that way you guys can find it. He made a video about how to kill a Titanosaur on foot. Now, yep, you heard me. I said it. I'll say it again. How to kill a Titanosaur on foot. The title alone is worth a click. You know what I mean? That's wild. That's wild. Highly recommend it. You haven't seen it yet, have you, Jericho?
I have not seen it yet. I've been so busy.
Well, definitely recommend that you check that bad boy out, because that's pretty exciting and intense.
Yeah.
How would you even do that?
Honestly, that's exactly what I was just thinking, to be honest. My best bet is maybe you grapple on top of it and just start whacking it. But I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think the only way I will know is when I go watch that video.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to let you guys watch it because I don't want to tell you because then you have no reason to watch it yourself. So go
Yes.
check it out. Go see it, believe it, live it, enjoy it. And then the other one that I wanted to talk about is Megan S. Games. We talked about her a couple weeks ago when we very briefly were just like, oh, yeah, happy birthday, because her birthday was in the same general time frame as my son's. But I want, with us sort of talking about biomes and stuff like that, she posted a video talking about expanding the forest biome base, and they do streams with Hop every now and then. So continuing on with talking about Hop on Ark, check his stuff out, check Megan S Games out, check Maximus out, and if you want a like constant stream of new content creators, interesting things, like there's a lot going on that we can hook you up with information wise and content wise. Just join the Discord because once you get into that Discord, you're going to see the people. We have a self promo page, and on that self promo page, all these content creators are sharing all these really cool videos. Ark, Enshrouded, Pal World. We've got all sorts of different variety streamers on there. So, and another reason to join the Discord. Right, Jericho?
Oh, sorry. I lost my voice there for a second. Yes, man. Always go join our Discord. It's fun. You know, let's keep being active in there, man. Honestly, been loving the community. The one thing I really wanted to do was shout out all the OGs, man. Any OG that is still in our Discord, we appreciate you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a role given to just the first 25 who had joined the Discord. So after those 25 left, people that came and went after that, like that's unfortunate, but the first 25 people that joined the Discord got the role OG. So if you see any of that role in the Discord, just know that that was one of the legends that has been there since day one, or at least very close to. So shout out to all the OGs that we have in the Discord. Shout out to everybody, but all the OGs that have been there since day one when we were rambling and confused and deleting 8 episodes before we were able to publish one because they were all so terrible. Like, shout out to you guys. Thanks for learning with us.
Yeah, that's for sure. Thank you, guys.
That's wild. If you didn't know that, like if you haven't been here that long and you didn't know that, fun fact, we deleted, was it 8 episodes? Am I being dramatic or is that accurate?
No, you are 100%. It's between 8 and 10 episodes.
We deleted between 8 and 10 episodes before we posted episode 1 just because they were not good. It wasn't the quality of content creation we were comfortable putting out. It wasn't the impression we wanted to make on people. So we are still learning and growing, but we have come a long ways. So pat on the back to us right there, Jericho. Pat on the back to the OGs for sticking with us. It's been a process.
Definitely been a process. So, you know, like we've said, man, everyone that's been here, thank you. We appreciate you all and keep up the amazing support.
Yes. Now, question of the week.
Okay. Which was, what is the first companion you tame when you join a server, correct?
Correct.
Okay, you want me to read those off like I normally do?
Yeah, let's go through them.
Okay. And now introducing the number one, the first comment, none other than who?
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra. And honestly, he's got me cracking up with this one, okay?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, so he said his first thing that his first companion that he tames when he joins the server, a Dilo or a Parasaur. They are just an easy punch down for me. Also, are Gabriel and Will the Thrill trying to take my place as most loyal questioner answerer? Matt Jericho, what are your thoughts?
You know, they are putting up a kind of laughing so hard I'm choking to death. Hold on a second. I gotta die for a sec. Oh boy. Yeah, they are giving you a run for your money. We've got a loyal crew here, and you guys are just fantastic. It's hard because, like, when you ask a question, it's like the old teacher reference of like, does anyone know the answer to number 4? Anyone? Anyone? So those of you that are answering consistently, we appreciate you. And, they may take your role as first to answer, but I think that you have pretty much locked in your role as the most consistent answerer. I think it would be pretty darn tough for someone to beat you out at this point.
Yeah, honestly, I think that, you definitely have it. You've answered every single one. But I do admit that, Gabriel and Will the Thrill have been really balling out lately on the questions. But right now, you're definitely solidified as that number 1 guy.
Okay, wait a minute. Hear me out. I'm cooking. Okay. Ark Trivia, round 2. Who is the number 1 fan? We gotta have Gabriel, we gotta have Will the Thrill, and we gotta have Hail Hydra go against each other for Stranded Survivors trivia. Not only Ark Trivia, but the trivia about the podcast as well, for the spot of
Ooh.
number 1 fan in the Discord.
Like that, honestly.
That would be fun. You heard it here first, folks. So Will the Thrill, Gabriel, and Hail Hydra, we're calling you guys out. Get ready for combat.
Okay, so, next up we got another who answered? Let's see. Oh, wow. Who would have guessed? The next answer, Gabriel. Whoa, okay. Who would have guessed? No. He said it depends on which server and which map, but the island I would go with the parasaurs. That's 2 now. That is 2 people saying parasaur because they're easy to tame and you get a lot of berries in the beginning. That's what you need to tame other herbivores.
That's true. Yeah, the herbivores are pretty clutch pretty early on, and you need something to give you that jump start for narco berries, because it really sucks trying to get enough to tame anything by hand. So herbivores definitely clutch. Parasaurs are super easy. There's a reason that we keep hearing that, you know what I mean? They're convenient, they're effective, they're easy, like we talked about before, so I'm here for it, man.
Yeah. So the next answer to the question is none other than Will the Thrill. This man, Hail Hydra, guessed all who would be in the questionnaire here. Question answers. 3 for 3, okay. Will says, ASE, so Ark Survival Ascended, was the Raptor, but now that we can get babies, I have to go with the Trike or Stego. Trike for the knockback in HP, and Stego because you cannot be dismounted by any creature and able to tame from their back.
I forget that you're able to tame from their back. That is something that I always shortchange the Stego on. That's pretty sweet.
You can tame it from its back?
No, you can tame things from its back. Can't you?
Oh, okay.
I worded that poorly. Like, while riding on its back, you're able to shoot a crossbow to tame something while riding the Stego, so you don't get manhandled the whole time,
Yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, I think those are pretty, that makes sense, especially with babies now. Except raising it's kind of annoying, but it's not that bad.
Yeah. Unofficial, it's definitely annoying, but it's worth it if you have the ability to hand feed it, but you don't have the ability to like trap and knock out its parent. So it's definitely got its uses.
Yeah. So next up, the next answer is from Kaz. Said, I would say a dodo, but moss chops and paras are lovely too.
So I'm all frazzled now. There's a lot to unpack here. So, yes, dodo's super easy. What were the other 2?
Moss chops and parasaurs again.
Moss chops. So parasaurs, that's a consistent one. We're going to keep hearing that. Moss chops, you and I were talking about that earlier, about how pretty sweet they are for early game.
Yeah, honestly, they are really amazing for early game. And, I really, I've known that. I've never really tamed one. I'm just like, oh, they're cool. But, dude, those things are awesome, man. I'm on, an unofficial PvP server, and it's low boosted, so I can tame it within a couple bites. But, dude, these moss chops, you don't need a saddle. They get you fiber, a lot of berries, wood, thatch, and they attack creatures with high melee. Dude, moss chops are amazing.
Yeah, they really are. They're pretty solid. Another thing that one of the reason I was reeling at first when you said it, you said the person's name is Kaz, K-A-Z.
Yes. Yes.
So, Kaz, are you in our Discord? If you are, Ricky, is that you?
That'd
Because
be crazy.
I have only seen the name Kaz twice. Once is my buddy Ricky, and the other one was somebody we were playing against in For Honor, and we were all like, you know, that meme where the Spider-Mans are just pointing at each other? Yeah, it was like that. So that's not a very common name, and if Kaz, you need to join our Discord because I have so many questions for you.
I don't think it's that, because the profile picture looks like a little animated girl with pink hair.
Hey, just because someone likes anime doesn't mean that they are or
No.
are not anything. I don't know, man.
That
It's
is
not a
true.
common name. It's not a common username.
That is true. You never know. I mean, honestly.
If it was Ricky, I would expect him to do maybe a Star Wars thing, not an anime thing. I digress, though. It's not a very popular name. So, Kaz, join the Discord so I can figure out how you came up with the username Kaz, because I'm curious how you came up with it,
Yeah,
comparatively to how he did.
I was gonna say there's different ways. I normally don't see that name either. Okay, sorry. Here we go. Next person to answer is none other than our man Hop. He says, Hop here. My first tame is usually a Moss Chops. You can take it when you are a level 1 without bolas. They're solid starter gatherers. You can fight well enough if high level. Second is the Trike. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. The trikes are just so good. They're so useful.
And like we said,
Difficult
the
to
Moss
get,
Chops. We just talked about those.
Yep. Another one that's, I mean, it seems to be, and I mean, it's a gift and a curse when it comes to Ark, but there's a meta, you know what I mean? If you guys aren't noticing, there is a pretty consistent meta here, and that meta seems to be, you know, I'm all across the board. I'm tired. I'm tired. My brain is turning off already at this point. It's 11:15 at night, and all I can think about is getting up for work tomorrow. So there's a meta is what I'm trying to say. Notice how all these answers are the same.
Yes, and then our last little answer here for the question was from Caleb. He said, I always go on a note run, then straight to tame a Pteranodon. After that, I move on to a Bronto.
Oh, yeah. My man wastes no time. Go big or go home.
Yeah, and he's the first one to say a Pteranodon. And maybe that speaks to him getting, maybe he's a PvPer. Maybe he is. I don't know.
Hey, that could be. If you're a PvPer, Jericho needs friends.
Yes, I do. I need some good friends.
I think, though, that's pretty consistent and intelligent with even PvE, because you're going to want to get off that beach quickly. You're going to want to, I mean, at least in my opinion, I want to get to my forever base as quickly as possible so that way I can start harvesting mass amounts of resources. I don't want to have to haul them across the map later, so I don't want to get crap until I have a permanent base, which you need a Pteranodon to get to.
Yep.
Do we have more answers?
No, that was it, man.
Man, those were good answers. Everybody who answered, thank you very much, because those were quality answers.
Yes.
This week, Jericho, do you have a question off the top of your head for this week?
I mean, no, not really, to be honest.
No? Well, I guess we had some hot takes, unpopular opinions, with the tundra in the ocean, two of the most inhospitable, unsurvivable areas being our highest ranking tiers. So, out of the tiers that we listed in this episode, forest, jungle, mountain, tundra, swamp, ocean, and volcano, also known as Hell and Hell 2. And don't forget, redwoods were wrapped up in the jungle. What biome is your preference and why? Are you going for aesthetics and beauty? Are you going for convenience? Are you going for safety? What's your thought process when you're choosing your biome? Let us know in the community question below. I would appreciate it, because my goal, like it said, I noticed today when I was looking at, there's a D&D podcast that I comment on every single week because, I'm a geek like that and I want them to publish my comment. So I noticed that you can publish like 500 comments. And my goal is for us at some point this year to have an episode that has so many people comment that we have to say, geez, we don't have time to answer all of them, but here's some of them.
That would be awesome.
Sure would be. So, everybody, sound off and join the Discord for the love of all things goodness. Join the Discord. Let's see. Last thing that I have, absolute last thing that I've got for this week, is the Patreon. We told you guys it would be up by March 1st, and up by March 1st it was. The very end of February there, I got it all up and running. We have 4 tiers. A $1 tier, which is, I'll give you a big air hug and my appreciation and our undying thanks. The $5 tier is going to start getting you guys up a little bit more stuff. It gives you access to the recording booth. It's going to, get you going on some stuff. The $10 tier and the $20 tier, that is where you're going to start to get extra episodes. You're going to get the recording booth access. You're going to get, the tiers all scale for our giveaway. Like $1 gives you 1 entry, 5 gives you 2, 10 gives you 3, 20 gives you 4. And we're going to do a monthly giveaway. This month, we haven't yet decided what we're giving away for March, so stay tuned. Chances are, it's going to take me a minute. So I just need a minute to make a plan for merchandise and stuff. And then, once we get access to clothing being printed for us, stickers being made, bumper stickers, decals and stuff like that, it opens up a lot more possibilities for us. But without having those vendors, my options are kind of limited. So I'm perusing for something good. I've got a friend with a 3D printer, so worst case scenario, we will get something 3D printed for this week or this month's giveaway. But I'm really hoping that by next week's episode, I will at least be able to tell you what we're giving away,
Yeah, and honestly, I think that, like Matt said, who knows? We got maybe 3D printed, maybe stickers, accessories, different things like that. So, if you guys want in on this, make sure to go join the Patreon. No pressure, though. We just appreciate your support no matter if you're, part of Patreon or if you're not.
Absolutely. But that being said, our patrons will always have a special place in our heart. And we already, within relatively almost instantly, we had 2 people sign up for the Patreon. And those are the 2 patrons that are at a tier that we are going to shout out for this week. So coming in all the way up at the top tier, Helena's Angels, we want to say a big heartfelt thank you very much to Hop on Ark and to Gabriel. You guys are the top tier supporter for our Patreon. We really, really, really appreciate you guys and everything you're doing to help support us. And we cannot wait to continue to provide even better content for you guys. So stay tuned, you two, and anybody else who joins. The extra episodes will always be posted, so you will be able to, if you join in April, you'll still be able to listen to the one from March. I'm not going to gatekeep the extra episodes from you, so you have to pay every month, otherwise you won't get this episode. So that's how I'm going to get you. No, it's not like that. But that being said, Jericho, I want to let you give your opinion also, because I asked the people in the Discord. I made a poll on the Patreon so people could place a vote here. But which do you think would be more fun? Should I give you a little tutorial on how to make a shadow steak saute in real life? Or should we get some people together and play a good old-fashioned game of 20 questions Ark style?
That's honestly a good question, to be honest. One, I'm a terrible cook, so it might be good content for that. But 20 questions will also be good just for people to get to know things. So that's a good question. I cannot differentiate between the two, so that's a good question.
Yeah, we can always, whichever one we don't use, we can always save for a different one, or we can always just store in the piggy bank for later. But patrons, that is a poll that is a Patreon exclusive poll. So everybody who's not a member of the Patreon, I still love you, still appreciate you, and I still care about your opinion. But patrons, that's up to you to vote. So go let me know what you want to hear. And if you don't tell me what you want to hear out of those options, then I get to pick. So those are our patrons. We appreciate the absolute heck out of you. And Jericho, do you have anything else for our wonderful people today, or is it about time for us to release them into yonder moonlight?
It's almost time to get going here. One of the last things here that I gotta say, as always, I draw it out here a little bit, but one of the last things I gotta say is yes, thank you to our Patreon. Thank you to Gabriel and Hop. You guys, true supporters. You guys really, we have been appreciating you guys. So thank you very much, and for all you do for us. So yeah, thank you guys again. And then make sure to go check out our TikToks. Make sure to go check out any of our socials. You guys know they're gonna be below. And remember, just to share. Share whatever you guys, if you guys want to share what we're doing here. Ark struggling a little bit, but it's still awesome. Like, we're having a good time playing Ark. Like, even when we're not playing, we still have a good time talking about Ark. We love this game. So, just remember to share. And if you guys got this far, thank you all very much. As always, you guys are true. You are the true ones if you got this far.
Yeah, you are the true ones. We appreciate you, even if Jericho does lie and say things we like this game. Man, as you were saying that sentence, a Pegomastix came up and stole 211 trank arrows out of my inventory. It's horse crap.
Yeah, okay. Maybe this game does suck. Sorry, I lied.
Game doesn't suck, but Pegomastix, you suck. All right. Yeah. Thank you guys. We really appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around for all the shenanigans, and I will see you guys next week.
See you next week, survivors.
Bye.
Bye.